We're talking about pre-workout's good.
It should. I think that's where scoops, like a serving and 2 scoops.
I've never taken 2 scoops. I feel like I would think I was on drug.
There's one brand from GNC, and that one actually makes me it makes me tired. I was recording people. That video of her throwing. It's funny because at the end of it, she doesn't grain, and then she looks up like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it was like executed perfectly. It made for a great video.
Does all the drill requests go.
I'm like looking around like, something is wrong. I did not do that right.
Any of the drops in on the half throw, you could drop to one knee or the other, or you could do 6. So that, again, that's like one part of judo and then the 2 parts. Like you go through, you're like, oh, that's that on the other. That's like Justin and I talked about that on, and I talked about it on the Thai version. Alright guys, good to dive in. So here's what we're gonna do. Justin's gonna go over some stuff. He and I went to Bentonville on Friday. Mike's one of my original coaches. He's before and I was I met him in 2006. I dropped when I first started training. And when I competed, he coached me in like essentially every match I ever competed in that he was there, which is like 75% of that. He's competed, medaled at dance, an amazing coach, creative guy. Justin's worked with him several times. I've had him come in to do competition workshops, different things, but Justin's going to share some of the stuff we did, and I am going to start off by we've been doing exercise, right? So his favorite competition takedown is takedown, but it's different than the ones that we do. Okay, so I want to start off with the takedown, and then everything else that we'll go over will be like backstage stuff that we work on. Like Mike is just masterful at some of the series he puts together. Justin taught some of this a while back in morning class, and we filmed it. You go back and watch it. I'll probably share pictures after this. But always picking up new details. Okay, let's start off with that ankle kick. So we talked about two types of ankle kicks last week. We drop and go here. Okay, and then when Powder was here, he showed coming in, going to a body lock. Right here, looking at whatever. He steps out. A while back, we were going over stiff arms. He steps out. do is you're just gonna wire it up right here. Look how my elbow goes up. So I turn like this. That's what creates the frame, right? So we do this like when we throw the punches a lot, like straight punches. You'll roll your punch over it. Okay? So from here, I want to post up, right? And what I'm going to look to do is I'm going to draw it off of this. So I'm going to step around and I'm going to pull. Okay? There's a whole series of techniques. You can do your Kiwasa, right? I can step and go in here. I can step and go there. The leg hook inside or outside. Go here, go solo. Right? But frame up, right? Get a little resistance here. And then drawing. As he's coming forward. Okay, now look. Here. I could have even grabbed the tad lower and it would have been perfect. It's good, but like several of us are like grabbing here. Or even here. Right here. So like as slow as you can get. Right? If you're like pinky on the heel, probably fine. Into the left. Right? Anybody need to see that again? Okay. So close up here. So look, if I'm closing up, I'm kind of defending your cross across the wall. Right? I don't want to change all around. Bring it here and taste. You want to do something like this. I'm pulling. There's the ankle.
What do you want, Justin? Do you want a big guy?
I think this makes the motion.
We can over here.
I guess I'll let go of the colors.
No, I'm kind of thinking.
They drop me on one knee belly, or I landed right here. It's like a right? It's like how your leg on my shoulder. Right? And that can. Yeah, knee on belly or leg drag. I can control and leg drag.
I'm just trying to pull your knee down. Like for some reason, I want to go.
So even without the frame, like what's
Okay, you're just opposite, right down.
oh, were you?
Okay.
Right, and if ever, yeah, it's at the frame one. But if ever you get this, and he doesn't fall down like what
Yeah, perfect.
run that single,
Okay.
anytime that doesn't work. Round step. So like a fade. Like, you know, boxing. Here. And then like as you know, you don't get here and then stay here and hit. I get here and I drop and I
Okay.
I need to be outside.
Just get my balance even more.
Way too high now. I
think like cross guarding. Around sideways. My elbows down. And then look, I'm pulling down on that pedal.
Okay.
And that's what makes it. So I go from framing to pulling down.
It doesn't matter where I'm at. Like, do I want to be outside this thing or like, do I want to?
First, just think about stepping around him. I think the rest will work itself out because he's going to be kind of squared up with you in a sense because you're making him turn with you, right? So you're framing,
You just gotta
It's actually how it, he's got a whole series in the spot, bro. Look, you're using the upside down grip. I was gripping here, and then posting in that brachial plexus tight.
Okay, so you got to stay in the grip.
Yeah, but I turn it over. So it's not deep. It's right here at the clavicle, and I post.
I like that.
Right?
I prefer that over the what I was doing.
I
It's a little tighter.
I do. And then I like what I brought back from powder, which was that. Right? But here.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like we're getting in a little bit right here. Right?
You know what the brachial plexus side it is?
Compared to the outside with
It's a nerve tie. That's what he was doing. He's getting the grip there and twisting it. But that's what he was doing.
yeah, other leg, but yeah.
I felt so good about that.
Well, it's like this here.
Yeah.
That might work. This nerve tie-in, ties together all of these. It's like right there. He's taking his grip, he's taking it back out.
And then what you did is you switched it here. You come up, that's fine. It's chain wrestling, right?
I personally don't like to either.
Yeah, I won't do it.
Start pulling down as soon as you like time that pull down as you grab. It's like
Still a little late, but it
See,
definitely
yeah, seeing it.
increases the. I mean, dude,
Yeah,
it's
try it one
nice.
more time. Try it one more time.
Yeah.
Got it that time.
That pull man,
You're-
what's
you're-
nice is you don't have to have. You can. You might not get the best grip on that ankle first, but that pull down requires pretty little of the ankle.
Yeah, do it. Go ahead and do it one more time. You're getting it down there. Okay, good. See, I'm stepping the other way too. Are you stepping that way?
Oh.
I stepped to the left first.
Oh, that's right. I'm going the outside.
What you did before you went that way?
But it's interesting. That feels a lot better.
Yeah, you're dragging me down too.
Hey, y'all might be goldfish, but we're all in the same pond.
See, if you can find
Oh, like
that's what like you know how we do with the body.
Hang
Same
on.
principle, like pull me to the mat. Yes.
Yeah, look at that beautiful. Everybody, is everybody getting a downward pull on the collar? Okay, so look. This is framing here, so it's like a push. Right? But when I step around and I drop, I'm pulling now. And you've got a lot of weight here. And that's what makes the technique do that. Right? And then there's timing, like they slide on ice, but they never really got weight on their foot. You know, that's the next level, but pulling down is what really makes it work. That's the Kazushi off of the front, right? So I go here, and then I'm pulling down. Okay? Any questions on the ankle pit? Alright, there is a whole series of throws off that, but some of the ones we did at OTR is off of that. Okay? And one of the new key was that I like this variation. I thought it kind of you know, it's not what we're doing today. But I will turn it over to Justin. He's going to go over stuff training with my shirt.
How we work together. So, y'all remember this fun little back take where I'm here and we get this nice little grip here. Y'all remember this back take? I'm gonna call it my back take. But, there's different ways to take the back when they're in. It's like your side. You know, it's called different things, but essentially, the technical amount is my foot over. But a lot of times in scrambles and stuff, maybe it's after a throw like you did, you're trying to close the distance. A lot of times you will get in your right. her basics. Make sure I can't double out the shoulder. I wants to do like this. So the first thing I've got to do is put my sternum on the back of his shoulder. Now turn to me, Howie. Now he's going to be able to while he's on my grip. That's the first step is here. I can, if I'm having trouble with him turning, I can Lego grip. Either way, I probably like this way, so Lego hand here. And now I can control the elbow because the elbow's going to be weak, right? So that'll help me to get the position I need here. So if we're fighting, maybe he's trying to turn his knee here. So now I've got Lego hand plus my chest on his shoulder. So I'm not allowing it. Now I've got to go for my grip. And I actually want my right hand on top. I'm connecting and I'm pulling towards my stomach. So not necessarily my chest up, but like literally towards my belly button. The mistake I was making was, remember hip shovel? Yeah, okay, I want you to do that when I try to take you back. So watch what happens. This is going to create a problem. So I'm going to take the back, hip shovels, yes, and then I end up over here on the side. Okay, so this is real life solution. So what I love about Mike is he's like, I told him, I was like, dude, Randy did this to me. And so he's like, all right, we'll fix that. So, I mean, you know, with your moves, it's like oftentimes you're not doing it wrong, it's just a minor detail. Well, this detail is the direction as I take the back, I was going the wrong direction. If you notice just then I was kind of going more this way, and you go. So again, Lego grip here, because you're going to find yourself in scrambles where they're like this. That's just a lot of good control, not letting you turn back here. I get my grip, I like this one, and I'm putting this part of mine, firm part of my hand into his neck, through my belly. I get my position now. I'm not going to turn back. I'm going to go up this way. Look at the difference. So same thing. I want you to try to shovel this time.
You're fine.
Yeah, it changes everything. So the difference, it seems so slight, but the difference is the first time I'm going here, he can hip shovel, and I'm on his side.
Yeah.
As opposed to everything's nice and tight. This time I'm going up. Look, it doesn't matter. Now, if y'all remember, one thing I love about this is I want to go foot over the arm from the beginning. And once you get here, I want your bottom foot. Mike really emphasized this detail. But like, this is not bad. It's not. This is infinitely stronger, and I don't know why. But this is just so much better. Once I get here, I want to isolate this arm, and I want to pull it to my chest here, and then I can get a nice little submission where I'm going to keep it tight to my chest, and I can drive through while I hip up. So I'm literally and I have a long way to go with that submission. What happened to me the other day is sometimes, rightfully so, they'll connect their hands together, right? So we got to deal with that. So what I want you to do is sometimes like pull everything in nice and tight. Yes, that's problematic, but I still have a distinct advantage. And remember, elbows are weak. So I'm going to take both hands. I'm going to pry the elbow up. I'm going to take my right hand. Even if he keeps all that connected, there will now be space. I'm going to come here now. Here's a distinction. If I go to the crease of the elbow and try to pull, it's just a fight I would not want to have. Why not make this easy? So we're going to go to the end of the lever here. I told Mike, I was like, dude, I can't reach. He's like, just get 2 on 2 right here. That's all you need. Now watch what happens. Don't let me do it, Howie. Right, as I do that, it comes to my chest. I can go back through and kind of figure for my arms. And I'm hipping in. I'm pinching my knees together here. I'm pinching my knees together. And then I pull it tight. And so it's that. Okay? So we'll do it one more time.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
It's Americana. It's just a super tight. It's like a super tight Americana. Okay, so, but I do want the person on bottom to hip shovel just to test the technique. Now, we'll talk about a solution if that happens, but I do want you to hip shovel to make sure you're going the right direction. Do not fall back on this one. Fall up. Look. All right, he clasped his hands together. Go ahead. Let's just say you got it all super tight, Howie. There's no space in it. Yes. Well, I've got it. Both hands. Okay. Get my space. Here, go to the you might have to go here just to get in the hole. Now I'm here. If I can't get on my hands, just get 2 fingers. It's on there. There's so much more this you can do. So again, first on the bottom, I do want you to hip shovel to make sure you're doing the right direction. If you end up on their side, it just means you got to change your direction when you're going. Sound good? Let's give it a shot.
Dude, I didn't know what it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be an armlock. And then like you start going, like, what the heck?
Well, that's a mic special, dude. It's
like
dude, it's
chest.
so it's a nasty one, bro. And super effective. All right, alright, I'll try it. He went like. Well, enough to where the other guy said that his grip was like right here.
This is actually like a pretty tight grip.
Yeah, that's it. You want
Instead of falling down the way,
to your belly button.
yes. Towards your hand.
That one's up, yeah, that one's up and then your knees over here. Yes.
But sometimes you see anytime
Yes.
But yeah, it's so like when you got the grip, like I know it feels kind of instinctive just to like set this to the side and set your hook as you roll right. But instead of sitting to the side, sit like almost over my head, like on your top side. Yeah. So if I try to hit that hip shoulder, and if I get you to fall off sideways again, it just means just go that way more with the yeah. I'm just gonna try to time you.
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah, that was me.
I had to think about Americana, so I was going this way, but then I was like, well,
That's right.
I gotta
That's a weird.
very similar to how people finish in the reverse triangle. Yeah. The pal always covers his hand on the chest on the reverse triangle. Yeah. And Mike and I were talking about this. You know, really, reverse triangle, people test that, but it's almost always something from it.
Yeah.
And I got out of one the other day on somebody using a moon belt, saw one as a blue belt. Like I saw a guy have Marcelo in a reverse triangle, and then Marcelo used a butterfly to pry it open. Like got it on bottom. And it's like,
Yeah, that's cool.
that would be perfect for your body frame versus my body frame.
Yeah.
I did it to somebody that was like my height.
Yes.
You know.
So this is like the back take I usually use too, so okay.
It makes me think of anything, because it always gets me in these weird Americanas. You know what y'all do here?
You and your weird Americanas.
I want you to do the bottom one over the top.
Yeah, and then you can see the triangle and the arm bar right.
It's like
they're
your
right
entire
there.
shoulder, the key is locked down, right? It's not like an enchilada where there's like pressure in one spot of your shoulder. It's like the entire, it's the entire shoulder.
Vacuum sealing that arm and shoulder, man.
Yeah.
So what side you want? This side or this side?
Take that.
Sorry. Yeah, get that tight, man.
You want to do anything else?
We can just show the principle from like
Arm drag. I got somebody else.
You have For a time.
That's right. You got him to
No, I'll just go back and forth. I think I did this side last
Lots of snow.
I'll say, my hands are this season more lately.
Good old Armlock.
Really, it like literally one time he didn't tell me that.
Yeah, well, I mean, just it was getting in the jawline, so it's just not very comfortable.
It won't feel good if they do it.
No, well, that was like right. I'm like, yeah, no, like stop.
You know, they can be a no-key bonus.
Yeah.
They really can. Like my, we didn't finish that, but no-key. But the choke is there. I think you showed that when you showed that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So Armlock, there you go. Right? Like we're just going to this Americana. Well, what makes it simple is like you guys already know this. You know, it's like there's only so many moves to do for the back. The back take is what. Now, how do I do the armlock show? It's just the same as we do for me.
Rude bony wrists.
You know?
Your body will stop. Yes. It makes a difference. I don't know. I mean, it's the thing. It feels different when people do that shit.
Little knee pinch there, Will. There you go. When you get that knee pinch, it kind of makes your hips a little more mobile. So, like, pinch, take that hip up off the mat, and then it goes.
Let's y'all want to look at kind of an alternate that you can do the wrong thing. Okay, so let's say for example, and it's weird. Like I notice some of us we do this naturally, and it's not all wrong, but sometimes we do kind of fall. There is the one, by the way. Oh, sorry, I'm the wrong way. Remember the one where we can sit them up and that kind of thing. But let's say I do. So go ahead and hip shovel. If I do it wrong and I follow the hip shovel, look what I've got. I still got that on. So I'm gonna go to the same. We'll go back, but I'm gonna catch the same submission. So we're here. I don't do it right, and he hip shovels, but I still got his arm. And it's kind of like I'm gonna go into now like a valley tudo where I'm pinching this top knee down. Oh yeah, sorry. See, that was nice. It happened so fast, but they don't really see that coming. Right? And I wasn't even connected to your arm fully, right? I was just focused on that valley tudo. You know how we try to so the leg can posture up because if I just relax, if I'm here, right, and I'm connected, look, it's so close. Right. So the thing you've got to catch for if you do it wrong is be looking for that in the transition. See how his arm's loose right there? I snatch it up in the transition. Do not, if you get over here to the side, I think you're going to miss it. This is one where you're watching that arm. Let's do it one more time. Watch his arm as we do the transition. It's going to be free right there. Okay, so again, not ideal, but it is a really cool transition. So just try to catch that. Go ahead and turn and take the back like we normally do. You know, and I do want you to feel the difference. There's a distinct difference between that back take, falling back, and literally going. I'm literally driving my hips towards that post. Watch. That's different. And I want y'all to feel that. So make sure you do it both times. I want you to feel one, I'm falling. One, I'm literally using my right leg to propel myself this way. And that's different. So feel the difference of those two. And catch that arm. See if you can catch that arm with the roll where you fall inside. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2. It's crazy how I got in the habit of it. And there are back takes where we fall outside.
Well, these kind of fixes it like
Perfect. Well, the truth is, it would work for against a lot of people.
didn't even get to where I wanted to be with your heart. Here, try it again. I know you're yep, there's a tap. It's gonna be horrible.
It wasn't there, and then they like, seriously lifted my shoulder and I was like,
Exactly it.
So yeah, it stops damage and you go under. So like a lot of the time, so I just kind of go through your head.
No,
You
you
gotta
did
find your
it
time.
great.
Yeah, get my shoulders now.
Now,
wrong way or right way? Hey, hang on. I don't know. It took me a minute. I'm gonna do the wrong.
I just feel like they're talking about it becomes whatever passion you want. Because you have achieved that first part of the half court pass. Right? Who cares if they're in their legs? But I was able to do Mike's half court is so nice. And I was able to force a bunch of it.
Same way we were doing the other way.
That's awesome. But that's just a grip I got exposed to, and I just started using it. I like that. I'm gonna yeah. Let your jacket on.
Why is she wearing a sweater? She wants to.
It's always cold in here, bro. We gotta kill all the germs.
Nice. And see how it's like none of that materialized? It could just become an arm bar.
Yeah.
Like maybe a rolling arm bar and then
Yeah.
or a belly down or a side.
Yay.
Yeah, just keep them turn and drink that foot
I will probably make shorts, but maybe 3 months ago, me, Justin, and Joel did a private with Mike, and then Justin taught morning class. And do it again.
I was like, sure.
And they took, but I'm thinking I would probably make so then, yeah, sure, basically, yeah. Plus, we got the feed. Oh, shoot, you good? Bro, you can carry his shoulder.
I didn't even like
No, I
realize what we're
respect
saying.
it. I respect it. It stands tight. It's like there's no dude.
That was me.
Oh, you're wrong way, right way. Or do this. Let's do wrong way. Wrong way.
Cause like I knew like I thought I missed the opportunity. So I was trying to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that downward.
The only escape is I'm gonna try to, like, if I can clear that, like,
We were just talking about this.
you're like this, right? I think I can maybe clear that bottom leg. That's what I'm gonna try to do. So there I can. Like earlier when it was down, I'm gonna try to.
You're not saying he doesn't, but you're like, once I do that, you feel good. Same thing. You kind of just had to. Look, once I look how that kind of thing is. It's just when it's the foot comes around. It's also there. It's just a good like I get the straight arm lock off of that. A friend of mine, Flavio McMillan, I trained with him like a year ago with gravity loss. Like old school, taught some more training partner coming up recently, and he caught me.
Well, that's something I do because I like figure out what I want to do.
Yes.
Like, it gives me a moment to think.
You know, I've been talking to people about the translation in judo. So they use the word immobilization. I mean, think about if you think about that, like if I've connected to you and I've immobilized you, then the mobilization, then the submission is going to
I need to be. The angle's weird. Here, I would probably just finish the arm bar. Because we've got elbow. But there, that's kind
I would have maybe done the other arm. Go back to the position you were just
So mean.
turn and
Jimmy Graham.
of
Did you die?
this way.
You jump first.
Hey, you care about this?
Please do, yeah.
Okay, guys. I'll tell a quick story because, you know, but so Mike, I remember when he was putting this stuff together 2-3 years ago, because we were already here, and he was like texting me about it, and it was right as I'd injured my shoulder too. I had seen the doctor, and he like texted me about it. I talked to him on the phone. He was talking about it. And then, you know, and at this time, I'm like a first degree black belt. Been doing Jiu Jitsu for like 15 years. And Mike had been training a decade when I met him, right? But he comes in, and we roll, and he only does the basically get to the back and do the subvert submission justice. He only does that to me from every position of life, right? And like, look, I rolled with Mike the other day, and we both had our moments, you know. But I will say, for somebody to come in and just do one thing, and like he just had it from everywhere, and that's what jiu-jitsu is. Like I was saying, from the back, it's like, well, we got the choke, the arm bar, you know, American shoulder lock, maybe a reverse triangle. It's all the submissions we see everywhere else. It's nothing we don't do, right? But he just came in and ran it like a system. Did it from half guard, did it from sweep, did it from having me in turtle, whatever. Any position that he could get me in, he did back take, shoulder, right? And then I had to go see the doctor about my shoulder. Anyway, so just to kind of at the end, when Justin and I were working with him, he's like, hey, look, and what Mike was talking about is a lot of times when we go for the straight arm, when you get Tommy, is what people call, I call it that a lot. He calls it a razor lock. A lot of people call it that. It's essentially this, right? We use this. Right? We use it for the submission. Well, I really enjoy a sweep from here, pushing the head up, right? We see it in the Valley Tudo guard, right? So this is a very common sort of entanglement, right? So let's get into the half guard. And what we're going to do is we're going to force a post. And hold his sleeve and sweep. I get this sweep a lot, and I got it in competition right here, and he'll sweep. Post your hand up with the sweep. That gives me an underhook. Then I catch it on the shoulder. To finish this, I want to grab here and start coming. Look, foot on the hip. What might he do to prevent this is roll his thumb. Okay, back into the half guard. Look, it's like a Z guard. I have the foot on the hip. I have the prayer feet over here. And this knee, I don't like it to be inside right here. I like it to be on this side. I was giving a practice to somebody the other day, and I was talking about how anytime somebody turns this corner, bring your knee around. Like, that's not acceptable. I want my knee out so I can do things like this. Boom. Right there. Start moving into this position. He rolls his thumb, great. Okay. So, look, if you get this sweep, and it's kind of like a little calf pressure motion.
Yeah.
Underhook. He rolls it. Second observation. Scissor sweep from this point. Look, and we talked about this last week because when I was in Vegas with Drink, I helped him with a private. And everything he showed escaping side control was put on the hip like this. And I like this Valley Tudo guard. We do it all the time. And this is like a little different point of control. I think a lot of people just do this like on the kidney and pinch, but the hip, my foot cups and hinges, there's my arm lock. If he rolls the thumb. So from the scissor sweep, if I force the post here, if he rolls the thumb, look how that's on the hip. Knees pinched, there's my finish. So it's the same thing, right? Observations. Again, you can get it from the rear side mount, like Justin's like, oh, technical mount, like you can do it from there, you know? So, but that's like really if you have moves you like, if you want to be devastating with them, you do it from there, right? And then you can go blitz another black belt at his school and make him question his life, right? But that's why I tell people Mike's my coach and he's one of my best friends. It's a bonus, right? But that's the stuff that that is critical thinking. That's being a black belt, is being able to do stuff like that, like I was talking about. Okay, so look, he calls that the John Wayne sweep. It's just like a pendulum sweep, like a little tilt sweep. I used to call it a tilt, right? But they post that's a half work or a scissor sweep, right? Anybody need to see either one of those again?
What's the motion for that? What's that half pole sweep?
It's like, so here's my half guard, I go like this.
Okay.
Like, see, you hear my hips sliding, right? So it's, and I'm kind of standing on my foot. That is what's frogging your calf. Okay? So look, let's just spend about 5 minutes and hit those sweeps. And we're doing it just to get, if you want to do the arm lock, fine, but let's from the side or the back and finish that a couple more times, okay? 1, 2.
Sweet.
I'll try. Short my legs.
His knee like this. Yeah, it's kind of
Prayer feet like
yeah. Post. Another one is just the scissor.
So,
Post.
but it's like put me in lockdown.
And then bring your knee like out. Yeah. And then to get it, you can control this wrist or this arm right here. Yeah. While you do it. That comes right up to a nasty knee mount. That's cool.
Here, same thing.
and then we're just
Taking it. Make me base.
See how when I went back, it
Base here. Putting that up.
kind of disrupt your hips.
Put it on a shelf
Even
there.
yeah. You get here.
And then the scissors, you already know the
Then it-
scissors. So I can point my base out with the
And
scissors.
I've kind of, he's hard.
Finish it, finish it. Now let it go. This one.
First do it off the first. Walk back.
Okay.
One step further. Yeah, see now my knees are facing away. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Now, lock down. And you're going to feel like it's weak.
still works.
It's beautiful. Still works. Yeah, keep that elbow out wide. And it made me weak. Now you have to use that problem. Because he was the next not standing on his calf a little bit. Tried my legs and really made my hips wide.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering. Because I was thinking maybe at first they were like over here.
Yeah.
Here.
But you're gonna stop that man's sweep, didn't you, Benny? See any good VHS tapes recently?
Not really. I'm going back to that flea market in January.
This man got a sealed copy of Austin Powers, bro.
Only for
VHS.
That's what it was. Open as well. The last uniform.
Dude, I've been seeing, this might be for whatever reason, never ending story memes about Artax in the form of sadness. It's like a therapist.
When did your
Anxiety really damns it. And it's like, it shows that.
Man, what is it with 90s movies? And those first
You know,
I kill this horse and all these dogs and cats.
I read this, and it probably, if you think about it, probably the influence of Walt Disney. But Walt Disney, apparently, why the mom dies in the beginning of so many of the films is because his mom died.
Oh.
And that was like, some of the, first generation films portrayed that, like Bambi.
I'll probably let go, but all right.
You gotta ask, where's the anti-Semitism?
Was that Walt Disney or Henry
His
Ford?
father was a Nazi.
Walt Disney's one?
No, I was asking.
Yeah.
I was just making sure.
Yeah, no, but what did Henry Ford was big
A
time.
Nazi?
Well, I mean, he supported he was I want to say the largest contributing supporter of the booming, which was the Nazi Party in the United States. And in New York, they had like tens of thousands.
Yeah, I remember there were like parties and conventions and stuff.
Yeah, that at this convention, I read this book about this Jewish boxer who was a part of this gang that worked with the Jewish mob that broke up rallies. Like, that's cool. Dude, I need to go reread that because it's just an audio. Yeah, really it was. And he was like, it went into like his boxing career a little bit. It's a really cool story. But yeah, Henry Ford was a big contributor to did you just go Ray Liotta?
Yeah.
Sorry. The guy who made the guy who invented the
But yeah, that's like.
A lot of automakers, rocket scientists. I mean, and that's because a lot of them came over here after.
German tanks have like
I can see it. I believe Porsche is also German. I'm not for none. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and roll. Justin, do you have anything to add, sir?
No, sir. No, good stuff. Thank y'all. Thanks for letting me show that.
Yeah, no, here's the thing, not everybody, I never want to pressure people to show techniques. Justin, I've asked him if he wanted to do this before we even let Benton go, But, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think the lesson for me, it's fun because you can learn a technique and it works. But then when people start figuring out counters to that, just give up on the move. You figure out a solution to the counter. And that's jiu-jitsu, and that's an unending pursuit. Because as we all progress, we do learn counters and defenses. Good for us, right? Yeah, like, this is what we're supposed to do. It's like, I thought it was cool because I told Mike whenever Randy did that, I was like, dude, he's like, all right, we'll work. So as soon as we got out there, I was like, all right, what do you do here? And it was fun. We saw something I could tweak a little better to actually make the technique work even when they do that counter. B also gave me a solution if let's say they just timed it perfectly and you end up, now I'm going back. So he gave me a solution to both, and I thought that was really cool. Whereas sometimes we might be quick to be like, well, that didn't work. It doesn't work anymore. People know. No. It's just starting. That's the evolution of it. So that was kind of fun to see that progression of the move. And now I feel like it's working into this whole system that I can incorporate. And that's kind of neat. So anyway, don't give up on moves, even when people start figuring out how to solve your problems.
And too, one thing, just to brag on Justin a bit, because we rolled like, I don't know, 6 or 7 rounds or something, at least. Yeah. I don't know. It's several rounds before we trained with Mike, but one round, Mike and I just sat there and watched you roll, and you're going with actually judo and jiu-jitsu black belt, right? And immediately just went in, side clench, Tanya touch, right? And it's like, that's a move we've been working on. So there's this theory that Dream talks about a time called primacy and recency. And I noticed this when I was competing, because some of my coaches would say, like, it's the tournament's in 2 weeks, you're not going to learn anything. And then I saw on the airplanes, like a Kurt Alciander, but that stuff you've recently been working on, right? And adding to your game. Always be problem solving. And 2, there's that saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like a lot of times I see it striking. People get an angle and they don't hit the person, right? People get the side clinch and then they don't attack with the takedown. The goal is to take you down to the clinch, right? But that was a good, dude. So you went in and just pulled the trigger. You weren't trying to hold. You're like, oop, side clinch, move, and it worked. And it was just, it was a nice, beautiful execution, just and a good follow up, and y'all were both just flowing really. But because I rolled with him too, and we were back and forth, and y'all were back and forth, and that's how it goes. Yeah. Right. So, but you know, too, it's back and forth, and it can. I guarantee you, I had fun every round I rolled, and that's the way it should be. Right. And then I turned into a birthing mother when we sat down in that hole. Oh my God.
You said we sat down then, though. So
Individual, we all three did. Like, here's Mike, just stoic. Gets out, he does 3 minutes. Justin gets like wide-eyed for a second, I'm like, and then he's total serious face. And then I get in and I'm like, like it was so bad.
42 degrees doesn't sound that bad to you. Well, I mean, it's up to our now. I mean, we're fully submerged.
I was full on fight or flight.
I don't know if have y'all ever done one of those?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, it's legit. I have a new respect for people who do
Wow.
this every day.
Yeah, no, I will not. Well, they get used to it. They're fine. They're fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you could ever get
Shock
I don't know if I'm getting used to that.
man. All right, let's roll, guys. 1, 2.
Up or down? Right here.
Yeah.
I'll go with you, Justin.
Okay.